Hello, this is my first video, so it's going to be a little awkward, it's going to be a little rough around the edges, but I hope you'll stick with it till the end. If you enjoy it, you can like, follow, share, and comment here. I hope to be making a lot more of these. So without further ado, let's get started. This is an ode to Epsom salt. Epsom salt is something you can find in any drugstore, really, in America. It's ubiquitous, and yet most people don't know that much about it. I certainly didn't know a lot about it until I started using it as part of my health regimen. But it's been around for something like 4 centuries. It was found in the town of Epsom in Surrey, England, sometime in the early 1600s. And since that time, it's been used for any number of medical, beauty, miscellaneous reasons. I will quote for you something from a medical journal from the 1910s, which says, by Dr. D.R. Rowland, R. Rowland, Artie Rudolph. There we go. Artie Rudolph. Dr. Rudolph said, the anesthetic effects resulting from its subcutaneous application, however, induced by Dr. Henry Tucker of Philadelphia General Hospital to apply it for the relief of pain in local inflammatory conditions, with rather surprising results. For apart from the relief of pain and discomfort, it was found that it controlled and eventually led to the cure of the inflammatory process. Numerous observations in gonorrheal epididymitis and orchitis, gonorrheal rheumatism, acute articular rheumatism, neuritis, etc., gave equally satisfactory results. Now, it's great that it helps with gonorrhea. That's not what I'm talking about here. Epsom salt, its scientific name is magnesium sulfite, and it's a magnesium atom bonded to magnesium sulfate. It's magnesium atom bonded to sulfate, which is a sulfur atom and 4 oxygen atoms. Why am I telling you this? I don't know, in case you're interested. And it is magnesium. I'm assuming, or I don't know, maybe you don't know. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of processes in your body essential for your health. It's anti-inflammatory. It's pain relieving. It helps with sleep. It's good for your skin. And it has many uses. And if you have chronic illness or a chronic injury, or even if you don't have chronic illness or injury, it can be extremely beneficial to you. I don't have any stock in big Epsom salt or whatever, so I'm not benefiting from this materially in any way. Not that, I don't know who would pay me at this point. So first of all, it can be used for detox. I know detox is a little bit of a fuzzy term, but it was recommended to me as like the main mode of detox by the physician my Lyme doctor, for lack of a better word. And oh, by the way, I have Lyme disease. That's my entry point to the world of chronic illness. I'm sure many of you have different conditions. You may have no condition. If you didn't know, Lyme disease sucks big time. And it's been quite a journey, but that's something for another episode. one of the nurses who, one of the nurse practitioners who has treated me, told me that it basically sucks the toxins out of you. How exactly? I don't know. But I do know from experience it does. When I felt terrible, the worst, I mean, just couldn't function at all, I would I would start in it, I would draw a bath, lie down in it with the tub basically empty, and mix Epsom salt in, then just lie down and let the water wash over me. And as it washed over me, I could feel myself relaxing. I could feel my muscles, like in my neck, which were seized up, relax, and just the nerves in my face relax, and just slowly this relief comes. And I'm sure anybody who has, if you've had an Epsom salt bath, you know the deal. Probably. One person told me that they took one and it did nothing for them, but they must have been doing it wrong, frankly. When you are using it for detox, something important is to not stay in that bath for more than 20 minutes, because after the 20-minute point, again, this is what I was told by one of the nurses from the Lyme clinic that I go to, that after 20 minutes your body's going to start reabsorbing whatever is in that water. So only do it for 20 minutes, whether you're doing a full body bath or a foot bath. Keep it at 20. So it can be used in addition for detox. It's probably what most people use it for, is to help with inflammation. So if you have a muscle injury, if you have a joint injury, if you have sore feet. And I walk 10 miles a day, and because of that, this is a bit egregious, but I soak my feet in Epsom salts every day, at least once. I used to do it more. I'm trying to keep it down to one. And it, it relaxes. It's that magnesium at work. It relaxes your muscles. It acts as a pain reliever. This is, if you've ever applied topical magnesium, you'll know that it tingles. It tingles quite a lot. And it really does work on those nerves. I put it on, I remember putting topical magnesium on, I used to have terrible neck pain. And it was like my headaches would originate in my neck. And if I was in a real bad way, I'd put topical magnesium on there. And first it would like tingle and burn, but then it just really chills stuff out. It's really, just to see what it's like, honestly, if you go out, and you can buy it online, you can buy it at a drugstore. I'm not gonna recommend anything until people start paying me money to recommend it. But you'll immediately, you'll feel it. So in addition to detox, you can use it for inflammation. If you don't have chronic illness and you don't have a big injury, another thing that you can use it for is, say you went out and you went out the night before and you had quite a few libations, and you wake up and you find yourself with a hangover. Well, next time you have a hangover, try this. Take an Epsom salt bath. I did this. I went out. It was my birthday a couple of weeks ago, and I went out with friends, and I had a few, and when on top of having chronic illness that results in, when I've drank before, mega hangovers, brutal, like that lasts for like 2 days or something. Fortunately, not this time. But I did that morning get in an Epsom salt bath, lie down, and when I got out of it, that sort of like extreme lethargy that you get when you wake up with a hangover, that had lifted. I felt a little more loose. I felt a little more limber. The headache that I had went down. So next time you go out on the town, try it out the next morning. Take an Epsom salt bath. See what happens. It is, in addition to a potential hangover cure, it's a fantastic sleep aid. and a relaxant. A lot of people will take an Epsom salt bath before they fall to help them fall asleep. Basically, obviously, you don't want to fall asleep in the bath because that's a drowning hazard. Uh, but if you take one before bedtime, you're relaxed, you're loose, um, and if you uh, add in some lavender, you're good. You're good. You don't even need an Ambien. Uh, Additionally, it can be used for, and probably none of you, uh, this isn't relevant to any of you except if you're my mom, it can be used for gardening. If your soil is magnesium deficient, you can pour Epsom salt water, or maybe just the salt itself. I'm not sure. But you can put that in your garden. That'll enrich the soil with magnesium. When it comes to, so if you're like me and you're taking an egregious amount of Epsom salt baths, and if you have chronic illness and you need to be detoxing all the time, or if you have a chronic injury that would really benefits from a regular Epsom salt bath, the cost of it can be prohibitive. Online on Amazon, it's like you can get 18-pound bags. They're now like, I think it's $25 for an 18-pound bag. That's a ripoff. A couple of years ago, you could get a 50-pound bag for close to $50. But for whatever reason, since like the beginning of COVID, the prices just kind of kept creeping up. Who knows why? I can't imagine the inflation having that big of an effect on frickin' salt. But people will try and make a profit where they can make a profit. So the situation that we have is you can get it for, like I said, you can get it for like $25 for an 18-pound bag on Amazon. That's a terrible deal. Amazon has their own brand of Epsom salt, which is $22.50 for it's 6 3-pound bags, which is just annoying. That's okay, but you can get it at CVS. You can get 8-pound bags for $9.29. You can get it, one of the best deals actually, this will probably surprise you, is at Whole Foods. You can get $6 for 6 pounds. So a pound of Epsom salt, $1 for a pound of Epsom salt, which is like, again, that's, I said you get a 50-pound bag for close to $50. So you're close. That's one of the best deals. The best deal is Walmart, which is $9.29 for an 8-pound bag. Or I'm sorry, no, it's $5.26 for an 8-pound bag. So it's less than $1 per pound. I haven't gotten any Walmart Epsom salt. One, because I try not to shop at Walmart because of their labor practices, but also just because there isn't, as hard as this is to believe, there isn't a Walmart near me, as ubiquitous as they are. But if there's a Whole Foods near you, go get your Epsom salt at Whole Foods. And Jeff Bezos is not paying me to say this because I was just shitting on his Amazon Epsom salt. I'm not supposed to curse. Oh well. Demonetized. Now, it is important to note that in terms of like the scientific evidence of like Epsom salt being doing any of this, there isn't really any. The essentialness of magnesium to your body, that's well known. That's documented. But in terms of like Epsom salt as a treatment for arthritis. There aren't really any studies in that realm. But it's so. This has been used for hundreds of years. It's been used for almost every, bodily pain you can imagine. People swear by it. I swear by it. Not that you would trust me for any reason at this point, but I'm telling you, if you haven't taken an Epsom salt bath, if you've got before, and you have fibromyalgia, you have Lyme, you have chronic fatigue syndrome, you have any kind of chronic pain anywhere in your body, basically, you'll find it helps. It's not perfect, it's not a panacea, it's not gonna make it go away completely, but you'll find it helps significantly. Finally, the last little point I'd like to talk about is that scented Epsom salt is a scam. Do not buy scented Epsom salts. The price is way jacked up. And a lot of the times, it's, instead of like just being, an essential oil, it's fragrance. It's artificial fragrance or some kind of perfume, which might smell nice, but who knows what it's made from. It's probably not that harmful, but if you're already dealing with illness, you don't want to be ingesting through the skin any kind of additional sketchy stuff. So if you want to take an Epsom salt bath, then get your hands on some essential oils, right? You can get them from Whole Foods. You can get it online. You can get it from. You can probably get it from like an apothecary. Maybe the drugstore will have them. Probably your best bet is to do it online. And then add that. Just add that to the bath. 10 drops, 20 drops. Probably don't want to go more than 20 drops. Oh, and in terms of dosing, 1 to 2 cups. So for like a full bath, 2 cups. Definitely. You're getting 1 to 2 cups. For a foot bath, 1 will do it. I don't think there's any harm in going to 2. But it's just a question of rationing, how much you want to use. Because it's not cheap. It's not, unfortunately. I wish it were cheaper, but for whatever reason, this miracle salt from England, it costs a little bit of money. I wonder if it actually costs more than table salt. It may be cheaper. I don't know. I buy bougie salt, so I don't really know what like a box of Morton's table salt comes from. It costs. So anyways, that's Epsom salt, or an ode to it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informative. If you have questions, feel free to comment. I'll try and look through the comments and, respond where I can. Hopefully this is the start of many more videos that will be informative, that will touch on chronic illness and the treatment of it, life with it, kind of my own story, which I hope people will find compelling. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Please share and follow if you would be so inclined. And have a great day.